Greetings, my fellow hunters, and today we have a special treat. Today we'll be doing the first impressions of a series that's the sequel of a very popular and classic series. No, I am not talking about Dragon Ball Super, I'm talking about Yasahime, Half Demon Princess, the sequel to Inuyasha, and I am here to do my first impression. So, as my fellow hunters, as I always say, let the hunt begin. But today, the hunt for demons once again. The story of Yashahime, the half-demon princess, is basically simple. What it follows is the daughters of Shishomoro and Inuyasha, as they simply are there to regain the past memories of themselves. And that's about it. There's also some second intrigue about some new sacred orbs, despite the fact that the original, and I'm guessing it's the original because it doesn't explain if these are just copies or just some new forms of the sacred jewel or something. Basically, they are inside the demons, and somehow the other demons want those orbs or jewels, or however you want to say it. So, as of I'm writing this now, the story is just basically trying to find out what happened in their past to get them to this situation. But it also has a little bit throwbacks to the original, where basically I believe the one with the white hair, and the white hair is the daughter of Shishomoro, and she was basically did a reverse Kagome. Instead of Kagome going from the present to the past, it's basically the past going to the future. Yeah, it has to deal with time traveling because how you're going to explain how you're going to get from modern day to feudal Japan, and time travel, let's face it, is the only explanation unless we're going to be talking about dimension travel. But overall, that's not really part of the story. It's just the meanings of how they continue the story. So I have really nothing much to say. It's not bad at all. It's not bad. It's just I have nothing much to talk about except the plot that it is. It's just they want to go find out what happened to them in their past. What made them lose their memories or something. It is explained, but I can't remember much from understanding it. There's not enough for me to match on. It's fine. And that's all I can say. And I have some things to say about the characters as well. As per usual in my character analyzations, I will be only talking about the main three protagonists of this series. So it makes it simple, and I don't spoil any particular characters or events that are going to happen future on in the series, because even though this is a first impressions, I want to feel like I can safely talk about it without going too much into spoilers. So, let's start off with the first character, Toa Higurashi. Toa Higurashi is the half-demon, half-human daughter of the powerful demon Shishomoro. I believe I pronounced his name correct. Again, Japanese is not my language, so forgive me for any mispronunciations. So anyway, she was basically a long girl along with her twin sister. What was her name again? Anyway, her twin sister, which I'll probably name in after her, is basically they were both playing in the forest when mysteriously Toa was thrust forward in time into modern-day Japan. And so she lived all of her life in modern-day Japan, learning how to be basically a modern Japanese person. All the while, basically, I'm going to say a very boyish personality. I'm not going to call her that one because I feel like it can be rude. So I will say she has a very boyish and hot temper personality at times, and she likes to pick fights a lot of the times, and she basically protects people that need protecting. That's how I see it. She's basically kind-hearted, and she's very respectful to people, for as long as you're not disrespectful to her. She's basically average for her characters. There's nothing to peak about her. She does want to figure out who she is and what happened to her in the past, and possibly find her father that she's estranged from. I don't know why, if demons are immortal, Sesshomaru couldn't have found her in modern day Japan, but that's just me. I don't remember what happened to the demons, so who knows. Anyway, on to her sister. Setsuna is basically Toa's twin sister, and she is the exact opposite to her sister. While Toa was very kind, understanding, and forgiving, Setsuna was more harsh and understandable growing up in the feudal era. She has had the kill or be killed mentality grown onto her. And she's very much strict on that. She doesn't really tolerate jokingness or being not taking things seriously. So she's a very strict character, and I feel like that's how she is now. But down the line, I feel like she's going to be more softer and learn to be more gentler. But for now, she's a very, how do I put it? She's a very strict character. I'm not saying that's bad or anything. I'm just saying that that's her entire character. She's strict, does not like to be lazy, and just wants to be focused all the time. So basically, that's it. And finally, for their cousin. Last but certainly not least, we have Moroha, the daughter of Inuyasha and Kogo. Now, I feel like she ends the triplicit where Setsuna was serious, Toa was like semi-serious but also laid back. Moroha is the other end of that spectrum. She is the complete, she's the ditzy but carefree one where nothing really matters and she can just laze about knowing that, hey, I can beat them easily. She's that sort of character. And I don't find her particularly annoying, which is kind of rare. I find her more endearing and cute than anything else. That's what you're thinking. She's just a nice contrastion. It's a nice triplet where it has a nice contrast with everything else. So it's like, it's nice that they interact with each other and that they complain. So it feels organic when they talk. So I like Moroha's character as it kind of organically fits into the triplets. So yeah, Moroha is completely fine. My overall thoughts on the characters, they're completely fine. They're nothing I can really complain about, nor can I write home about. They're in middle of the road. They're fine. That's all I can say. They are. This is the beginning of the anime, so it's still a bit. How do I put it? It's a bit unsure how things will develop, but who knows? They might gain more character development. But as of this time of the recording, they're perfectly, and that's about it. So I think it's time we move on to the animation. The animation is perfectly fine. In fact, I'd say it just looks like an updated job of the original animation style, just zhuzhed up a bit to look more crisp and clean. And yes, before I did watch this, I did watch a bit of the original anime, the original Inuyasha, and I felt like, yeah, they just basically took all the original animation style and just gave it a good cleanup job. It looks fantastic. In fact, I think the simplistic art style really does lend to it because it gives more credence for more, how do I put it, more detailed works, and so they don't have to focus all the time on time and money on just basically, I don't know, making it look animate right. So that's as best as I can say. But yeah, overall, the animation is perfectly serviceable. It looks clean, it looks crisp, and what action scenes do happen, it's vibrant and colorful. And yeah, basically, it's just a make-up job of the original animation. Clean up and fine. And the music is also very well done, if I might add. At first, I didn't like the music because I thought the two different styles was a bit jarring, but then I took a minute to think about it. It's very clever how they mix, for the opening, a very metal-based opening with the more traditional Japanese-style music you hear in the show. I kind of like the idea of the contrast, the past and the future mixing together, or basically the future coming to the past. It's a good idea, and the opening to the anime is fantastic. It's actually one of those rare few animes that I can actually want to keep going back to it every now and again just to listen to how good it is. But yeah, it's pretty good. The ending is fine. It's a little more forgetful than the opening, but I think it's fine. It's all perfectly well done. It fits the tune just fine. Again, at first I thought it was a bit lurching, but it grew on me over time. And I feel like if you give it some time, you'll get into it. It's very well done. Is Yasahime, that half-demon princess, worth watching? I'd argue yes. Even if you haven't seen the previous series, Inuyasha, I don't think it's so much of a lurch that you couldn't get into it unless you really aren't into the whole time travel, going back to feudal Japan thing, which is understandable. But besides that, it's a good series, and I feel like it has a lot of potential to continue on the story of Inuyasha, even though the author has basically ended it in the manga, but who knows, maybe this will get a manga adaptation. But besides that, again, yes, it's fine to watch it, and it's perfectly serviceable. And if you're a fan of the original, I may not be a fan, I wasn't a fan of the series, but I feel like that you can get into it and feel like it's nostalgia, it's just going back to the past when you were younger and just watching a great series of adventure and magic, demons, and all that sort of thing. So yeah, if you're a fan, you're gonna get a kick out of this. So I don't see the point of watching my review because you're already watching it anyway. And frankly, yeah, if you're not a fan, give it a watch. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you like it, you like it. That's all I can say. So anyway, thank you, my hunters, for watching this first impressions. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts down below if you like it or not. Tell this hunter what he thinks. So please follow me on my Discord, Twitter, subscribe, like, and my Twitch also down below. I do stream from time to time. And as I always say, my hunters, may the good blood guide your way.